Good evening and welcome to the June 12th school committee meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order just exactly at 6:45 p.m. Our first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so for our next order of business, we have some recognitions tonight. Oh, actually, before that, we're going to have a moment of silence for someone who has passed, and I'm going to pass that along to Dr. Goff.
Thank you. We'd like to take a moment this evening to honor and remember Mr. Bob Fonseca, who passed away peacefully on Sunday. For those of you that may not know Bob, he was hired in 2000 as the custodian, serving at both Elm Street School and Byrd Middle School. In 2006, he was named head custodian of Byrd Middle School, a role he held with pride and dedication until his retirement in 2020. I had the privilege of working alongside Bob throughout his years at Byrd. He was not only a hardworking and dedicated colleague, but a kind and thoughtful person who brought warmth, energy, and laughter into our school community. He will be deeply missed by all who had the pleasure of knowing him. Please join me in a moment of silence for Mr. Bob Fonseca. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Goff. For our recognitions this evening, we have a few, which is very exciting. First off, we have the Plant Factory team. So I think we have a presentation prepared and that you guys are going to present to us. So you can actually come right over here, hun, right to the podium.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Plant Factory. Thanks for the Walpole School Committee for letting us present our club. So, I think so. I did that, right? So these are the so these are the items that we're going to be talking about today. Who we are, what we sell, what we do, why we do it, budding entrepreneurs, what we have done so far, what we are learning, how you can help, and our big goals. Who we are. Plant Factory is a group of 3rd to 6th graders that love growing plants and helping the community. We came up with the idea of Plant Factory and hope to grow and pursue it.
Hi, my name's Sadhu. Thank you for coming out tonight. So we sell cherry tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, zucchinis, cucumbers, okras, peppers, Indian eggplants, and basil, and grow them very well from our homes. And we start in these small seed starters, then we slowly grow up to pots, and then we sell them to you guys. And then from there, you guys can add them to your gardens and such. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sanvi. What we do, we grow plants from seeds, tend to them as we grow, and when ready, we sell them to you and donate to charitable places that positively affect our proud and strong community. We also provide our customers with excellent and perfect organic plants that provide our diligent customers with fresh and tasty veggies.
Why do we do Plant Factory? Well, there are multiple reasons why we do Plant Factory. Some reasons are that we want to learn how to be entrepreneurs, we love gardening, and of course, we want to help our wondrous community. We also do it because we are passionate about the company and that it helps us work as a team while having fun in a unique project.
budding entrepreneurs. We are budding entrepreneurs who before wanted to find a way to educate ourselves in business and help out our community. And what better way to do that than to sell plants fresh from our own homes? We don't just sell plants, we create relationships with the people buying them so they can share that same experience with us.
What we have done so far. We have successfully grown and raised more money each year to donate to an agency in Walpole. We have also learned a bunch about building and maintaining a business, like how to stay on budget and how to make profits from your sales.
What we're learning. We're learning the concepts of business and entrepreneurship. This will positively impact our chance at getting a good career and starting another business that will impact our community in a positive manner. We also learn gardening skills, money management, and how to run a company.
How you can help. You can help us in many ways that will positively impact our company. For starters, you can check us out at the stalls we put up every year, usually at the Farmers Market or Walpole Day. You can also check our Instagram page and follow, share, and learn more about the process of growing the plants. Our big goals are to raise more and more money each year to donate to different organizations and agencies. Another big goal is to expand and sell the radio plants at more locations each year.
Thank you for listening to our project and use your time to hear us. We really appreciate it and think that this presentation will help us with our advertisements and get more recognized.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. I'm sure we have some questions and comments maybe from the committee. Anyone have any? Yes, Dr. Goff.
I would like to know who your fearless leader is that's helping to organize all of you to do this wonderful work. Who is the adult that's helping? Ah, okay. Thank you. Because I know that has to take a lot of time and energy and dedication to help them, so thank you.
Yeah, my biggest question was where do we buy your stuff, but you got to that, so I think that's great. Yes, son.
We use extra money from our sales to buy the seeds for our plants.
That's great. Anyone else? Yes, Ms. Denizio.
So do you all have plants growing at your homes?
Yes.
Wow. And did you have to build a new garden bed, or did you all already have?
We grow these, the plants that we grow in cups. So
Okay.
that's how we give them out. Yeah, so we don't need really any garden bed.
Okay. So you're just kind of starting the seedlings for people to buy and then plant. That's excellent. Okay, one more comment, which is that I think budding entrepreneurs should also be part of your name because I really like the pun in that. Get it? Budding? Get it? And my last question is, where can I get a Plant Factory shirt?
Custom ordered? Okay.
Yes, please do. If you had those for sale at the farmer's market, you've got at least one customer over here. That's all I'm saying. Excellent job.
Plants for them, though.
I just like to represent. I don't want to do the work.
Good job, everybody. Anyone else? Yes, Ms. Gallivan.
So I'm wondering, do you have seasons for your plants? Like, is this, what's available this time of year?
So this time of year, the plants we staged in the slideshow is what you can grow visually. They'll probably start producing plants. One of your board leaders, Ms. Gio, she bought a plant from us 2 to 3 years ago, and now it's producing plants for her. So in this time of year, you would start to expect it to grow really high, start to bloom, and then start to slowly grow plants. So.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing. It's giving me some good ideas of gifts for some family members.
Yes, Mr. Breen.
I've said before, pretty much the only part of school committee meetings that I enjoy, and I suppose other people's, is recognizing kids, especially younger kids. So it's great to see you guys. Thank you.
Yes, we love having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good job. So if you guys want to stay up here, you can come up here and face that way, and we're going to get a picture of you guys. Feel free to block us.
Yes, this is right on TV. You can see yourselves.
I know, I love that.
Oh, they want us in the picture.
Oh, they want to, okay. Yeah, I guess we want to.
And I get to get all you guys to sit.
Thank you.
Very nice job. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
job,
so
you guys.
much. All right, so thank you guys so much. You guys are welcome to stay or go, it's up to you. We're gonna move on to our next recognition. We have Tommy Hart and Linda Anderson Leadership Group.
Good evening, members of the school committee. For those of you, I believe I've met all of you by now. I'm Linda Anderson. I'm the nurse leader. I am also one of the heads of our Norfolk District Attorney Peer Leadership Program, as well as Officer Tommy Hart. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, but we do have a couple of our great leaders who are able to make it here tonight. Some of the students that participated in the program want me to wait for that door.
Thank you.
Some of the students that participated in the program were Carolyn Handwork, Michael Connors, Isabella Bingham, Nicholas Gavani, Victoria Adams, Ryan McDonald, Emily Mulgrew, and William Jacobs. So this program, again, was led by myself and Tommy Hart, and the program promotes responsible citizenship and positive decision-making amongst our students. The peer leadership program was specifically designed to work with our high school students across the Norfolk County to address critical issues such as substance use prevention, safe driving practices, and mental health concerns. The program's core methodology involves empowering student leaders carefully selected by their respective schools to become influential advocates for the vital message within their peer groups and the wider community. These student leaders participated in the following activities. In our community, they did community service within our community and also participated in conferences and workshops. Within our community, the student leaders participated in the Walpole Household Waste Collection Day. They participated in Walpole Cleanup Walpole Day, and most recently they participated in helping out at the 5th grade field day, which was a huge success, and I know that Mr. Wall was very grateful that they showed up just in the nick of time because it started raining, and all of our peer leaders were able to get out there and help get the equipment in, preserving it for next year. So I know that Mr. Wall is appreciative of that. So in addition to our community service within our community, they also participated in 2 comprehensive conferences that lasted all day and workshops that were virtual throughout the school year. These sessions provided them with a specialized training, resources, and strategies to effectively communicate positive messages and lead by example. Although we learned about a lot of different programs throughout the year, there were 3 in particular that the students want to talk about, possibly bringing to Walpole High School next year. Those are the Drug Story Theater, Minding Your Minds, and Fatal Vision Goggles Project. And before I get them up here, I just want to say that we're hoping in partnership with the Health Department to use that new drug-free community grant that we just received to kind of bring these programs to the high school. So without further ado, I will have them get up here and talk about the programs.
Good afternoon. I'm Liam Jacobs. I'm completing my sophomore year at Walpole High. I'm talking about the fatal vision goggles. In October, I had the opportunity to participate in a fatal vision goggle demonstration. These goggles simulate different levels of impairment, from alcohol to distracted driving, and allow participants to experience firsthand how profoundly judgment, coordination, and reaction time are all affected. Even performing simple tasks like walking in a straight line, catching a ball, or attempting to text someone become incredibly difficult, highlighting the real dangers of driving under the influence. This isn't just a theoretical lesson, it's an immersive, experimental learning tool that creates a visceral understanding of impairment. It goes beyond telling students not to drive impaired, it shows them why not to. This direct, hands-on experience can leave a far more lasting impression than lectures, videos alone, fostering a deeper sense of personal responsibility. Bringing the Fatal Vision Goggle program to our school would be a powerful addition to our existing health and safety education curriculum. It directly supports our commitment to student well-being and safety, offering a concrete way to educate our students about severe consequences of impaired driving and encourage responsible decision-making.
I'm Nico Gavoni. I'm a sophomore. I play hockey and golf at Walpole High School. I'm talking about minding your minds. We are all acutely aware of the increasing mental health challenges we young people face today. The pressure of academics, social media, future planning, and simply growing up in a complex world can be overwhelming as a student. I see firsthand the silent struggles many of our students carry. I recently had the experience of attending Minding Your Minds presentation at Gillette Stadium. What truly sets this program apart and deeply resonated with me is their unique approach to mental health education. Mind Your Mind focuses on mental health education, suicide prevention, and crucially, reducing the stigma surrounding mental illness. What makes it so impactful is their use of peer speakers or young adults who have personally navigated mental health challenges. Their raw honesty, vulnerability, and resilience create an immediate and powerful connection with students. It wasn't a lecture, it was a conversation that broke down barriers and offered hope. I saw firsthand how students leaned in, listened intently, and realized they were not alone. Bringing Minding Your Minds to Walpole High School would be a proactive and compassionate step towards fostering a more supportive and understanding school environment. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Michael Connors. I'm finishing up my junior year at Walpole High School, and I'll tell you a little bit about drug story theater. In today's complex world, our students face constant pressures, and unfortunately, exposure to substance use remains a persistent challenge. Traditional approaches to drug education, while well-intentioned, often fall short of truly resonating with the young people. This is where drug story theater offers a transformative alternative. I had the opportunity in April to watch this performance in person. What is drug story theater? It's not a lecture, nor is it a dry informational session. Instead, it's an immersive and compelling theatrical experience performed by young adults and their families who have directly grappled with addiction and recovery. Through raw, honest, and unscripted storytelling, they share their personal journeys, the decisions, the consequences, the struggles, the pathways to hope and healing. These aren't professional actors. They are real people sharing their real lives. This program would be a great addition to Walpole High School.
Wow, that's incredible. And I think what I kept hearing over and over again was that it wasn't just a lecture. It wasn't being told what to do. And I think what resonated with all of you and will resonate with other students is that you're a part of it and that you're sharing your own experience and others' experience. So thank you so much. Are there any questions and other comments from the committee? Yes, Ms. Denizio.
I am just wondering if this is a multi-year endeavor. So those of you that are underclass people, are you going to be part of the group next year? Yes. Okay. And will additional students also be part of the group? Great. Is there an application process or just sort of recommendations? Okay. Got it. Great. Good work.
Yes, Ms. Callahan.
have you guys had a chance to talk to the administration at the high school yet about your ideas? Because that would be the next step. You know, I think that you have some great ideas, and I think when you talk about kids talking to other kids, it, as somebody mentioned, it just adds a dimension to the message. There's a certain amount of information that students will listen to adults about, but your message is an important one. So I would suggest that you really try to talk to the high school administration or the health teachers, because you've got a good idea there.
Agreed. Yes.
I just want to say thank you all. I mean, it's unbelievable participation. I know all the work that goes into this, between the workshops, the conferences, virtual, in-person, hazardous waste day, all the volunteering that you're doing throughout the year. You're really showing a tremendous leadership role, and it's greatly appreciated. So keep it up. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Oh yeah, do you guys want a photo with us as well? Don't all run up at once.
You can stand in front of us, that's okay.
Yes, we're happy to be blocked. It's your moment.
We usually get a picture. We know some of you couldn't attend because there's so much going on.
So in addition, they'll be receiving 15 hours of community service, a certificate.
Oh, nice.
So that's actually what I'm giving them right now. I was going to give it to them after, but since we're taking a picture.
That's nice, thank you.
Well, thank you all so much. Same message to you. You're welcome to stay. Probably won't, and we appreciate and understand. So thank you so much. George. I'll finish the recognitions, then I'm passing the torch back to the chair. So for our last recognition of the evening, we have the boys' spring track and field.
We won't steal your thunder, so we'll let you explain all of this.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I think I wrote it detailed for you
Yes,
guys. So we won last year, which was, we had an amazing year last year. Cross country, indoor and outdoor track all won the championship last year. This year was different. Last year we had a large group. Last year we kind of were the favorites going into the meet. This year, we were the very much underdogs. We were seeded to lose by 29 points going in. That's not to even mention all of like the kind of sacrifices that some of the guys in our group made. We had 2 athletes completely skip their high school graduations to attend the meet. We had 1 athlete go to graduation, then drive all the way out to Westfield. He arrived 10 minutes before his event to compete. He won the event, got us 10 huge points. We had another athlete go to graduation, speak, and then drive out to the meet, and he was a part of that 4x800 crew. They got 5th. They got us some big points as well. So it was just to do that with on the chance of potentially winning is a huge sacrifice, not only for them but for their families as well. Obviously, it's a once-in-a-lifetime moment to graduate from high school. So super thankful that happened. On the off chance of potentially winning again. Luckily, we did. So we overcame a 29-point deficit, won by 6 points over, I would say Longmeadow was just as much the favorite as we were last year when we won. That's how strong their team was. So this group, much smaller group, I think it was 13 athletes that competed, were able to get 75 points and win. It was pretty remarkable. So it's been an absolute honor to coach this group. It was a lot of hard work. And we leave another strong senior class. They've already heard all of my, that I'll miss them dearly and all that, but it's been a special year. So thank you for inviting us. And yeah, I don't know if you guys had questions. I don't know if you wanted me to bring up the captains. I can do that.
Absolutely.
Captains. And if you have any questions for them, they can tell you all about the graduation stuff.
Sure, I would just say that it's clearly a testament to how much you care about them and how much they care about the team, that they ran out of, I know you were in the mid, you finished your speech and ran, and that's a real testament to how much they care and what you're doing. So does anyone have any questions or comments for our captains?
Do you guys have things you want to say to us?
Not really. No.
I think they're hoping for questions.
I talked the whole time last year, so the athletes talked the whole time, so I didn't tell them to prepare anything.
Are you all seniors?
Yes.
Are you doing any track next year?
I'm running at URI.
Okay, good. Okay, good. No.
Run club at BC.
All right, great.
Awesome. Yes, Ms. Calaban.
I'm just interested in how it sounds like in track you think about it as an individual sport, but it seems like somehow you as a group have transformed it into, it's more than just an individual sport. Like the person who scores just a few points matters just as much as the person who you can rely on more heavily to win. Is that kind of a fair statement about your sort of your spirit of how to approach the sport?
Definitely. There were definitely a lot of people that put their individual performances and what they wanted to do aside to really help out the team, and everything came together in a really great way in the end.
That's a skill that is going to serve you well in life too, because sometimes it's the things that happen behind the scenes that make really great things happen. So congratulations for learning that.
Anything else from you guys? Well, thank you so much. Anyone else on the committee? Thank you so much for coming. Again,
Ready to finish the season.
You get to join us for a picture if you'd like with the whole team.
Highlight of your night.
Yep. And a couple here.
James.
Yep.
Is this like the whole team?
Josh, Nate, come on. Just in the front, though. Be in between there. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Okay, I'm passing the invisible torch back to our fearless chair.
You were doing so well.
Well, thank you.
See you, Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up on the agenda, we have the Walpole High Student Report. Hi, Victoria.
Good evening. My name is Victoria Beastie and I'm a junior at Walpole High School. With this week officially ending the school year, students are preparing for and taking their final exams and getting ready for summer. Spring sports are finishing up their season with their final matches and banquets. Many of our teams have gone very far in their leagues and made it to the Final Four. There have been impressive performances from baseball, girls lacrosse, and girls golf. All of our spring teams have done great. The robotics team hosted their annual bottle and can drive to help fund their program. They had a great turnout and made up a lot of collections. Stuco elected the 2025-2026 e-board and representatives, and the Community Service Club had their last meeting of the year, along with many clubs. Overall, the school year has been great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Oh, I'm still in charge.
Go for it.
Never mind. I got too excited about having the seat.
Excellent. Anyone have any questions for Victoria?
Have a wonderful summer,
Hope you have a
Victoria.
great summer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the fall.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, next up, new business, we have our acceptable use policy. I know some of us went over this week on our policy subcommittee, so we're going to discuss that now.
Yes.
I had assumed the big crowd was here for the acceptable use. We're really going to miss out on something great. It's too early. This past spring, the Acceptable Use Policy Revision Committee met to update and review our acceptable use policy. This policy is the guiding document that defines and communicates what we consider to be appropriate usage of our technology hardware, software, and network. The previous version of the policy was last revised in 2010, well before Walpole's implementation of our one-to-one programs, Google Workspace, many of our online systems and software, and of course, before the recent boom in AI tools. So our new proposed version doesn't contain a lot of significant changes in intent. Rather, our work was primarily to update the language, reorganize the content, and to combine what used to be two separate policies for staff and students into one unified policy. I believe in your packets you have the draft of our proposed policy. The sections of the major changes are highlighted, and I can just take a few minutes to go through what those changes are. Section 1, the primary change in Section 1 was we just moved a paragraph from Section 2 to Section 1 because we slightly restructured Section 2. Section 2, we changed to better define the scope of our acceptable use policy. In general, because software is now used sometimes at home, sometimes on personal devices, sometimes on school devices, network, not network, it became necessary for us to more clearly define that the acceptable use policy covers any of our staff, students, guests, school committee who use our systems attached to our software and are using our cloud-based systems even when they're off premises. Our Section 3 has almost all of the same information in it, but we scrambled up the sentences we unscrambled the sentences to make each paragraph make a little bit more sense together. By reshuffling them, it helped us highlight, for the first part, the focus on our responsibilities for content filtering to make sure that we keep our filtering, the content that comes in through our network safe and inappropriate stuff stays out. And then the second one refers more to our data storage policies, both in the fact that users need to be aware that we can see what data they store in our systems, and also that they are aware that we save the data according to the state and federal retention policy requirements. Section 4 has the biggest change. It was reorganized significantly. The prior version of the policy tended to list all of the items grammatically. So it said, users may, and then bullet, 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 and then users may not, bullet, 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 and users should, bullet, bullet, bullet. Instead, now we reorganized this section to cover specific areas so that it's easier for users to find when administrators are using it. If the issues arise, it's easier for them to find what they need. So there are now five categories. How far up? It goes up to letter E. That's 5, right? 5 new categories. The first one, hardware and devices. Very little change, except that we moved things into this section, and we added the line about when people discover damage, then they should be reported immediately. In section B, digital and online resources, we added a section to make this more closely aligned to our actual practices in that users may use and access information only from district-approved online resources, software, and apps. The district may restrict access or sign in as necessary to secure data safety. And that's a two-part piece that goes in. One is we're required to save data that represents student work, and if you just use any apps, especially ones that we're not aware of, we may not be properly retaining the student data as necessary. It's also important because the apps that we vet make sure that they're appropriately private, and that students or staff aren't submitting information that may just get shared out into the wild or shared for advertising purposes. So that's why we make sure we vet the apps before people need to use them. That's what that line reflects. Safety and security, the part A was mostly just kind of updating the language to a bit more reflect more modern cybersecurity practices and instances. And then B3 is a similar kind of thing. Same idea, but we rewrote it to be more up-to-date language and to talk about our data safety and retention regulations. Similar thing for following C and D, just making sure we're explicit about what types of cybersecurity measures we have in place, and then if there's any damage or any instances of malware, it needs to be reported very quickly so we can make sure it doesn't go very far. The section D, ethical and academic behavior, Most of that is the same. We just gave it a new category and shuffled things around. We did include a line in the first part. You'll see it says, users must adhere to all copyright and plagiarism guidelines, including appropriate academic and professional use of AI tools. We didn't go into a lot more depth on AI tools because we want the acceptable use policy to be our guiding document as we further refine best practices in AI when the world starts to figuring out what those best practices are. Section E for personal use, we wanted to kind of clarify and redefine this section, particularly in light of the fact that we allow our users, staff, and students to bring their computers home. And we wanted to make sure that the rules in this part reflected that properly. So incidentally, users are allowed to use the technology they're given for incidental use, and that's defined as use by an individual for occasional personal communications and internet usage. Users are reminded that such personal use must comply with the policy and other applicable policies, procedures, and rules. So it's not against the rules for you to check the Red Sox score at night, right? Or if your Chromebook is at home and you finished your homework and you want to watch a video that we give you permission to watch, then you're allowed to watch it. Just because it's not part of your homework doesn't mean you can't do it. That's what we call that incidental use. Section 5 is the same, the consequences. Section 6 in the responsibilities is largely unchanged, except for a clarification under the district responsibilities of outlining specifically what our data privacy, security, and retention records are, the specific federal guidelines that we need to follow. And then again, under student responsibilities, we reiterated including appropriate ethical use of AI tools. So those are the major changes to our policy. I'm sure you'll have some questions, but before I give up my microphone here, I do want to thank the members of the committee for helping us put this together. Our committee was Dr. Bill Hahn, Ed Connor, Connor Murray, a high school sophomore, Ms. Rebecca McLean, a parent of Boyden students, Lisa McAdams on our IT team, she's the application services specialist, Karen Wolf, our Fisher's digital learning coach, and Mike Allen, the high school English department head. Okay. So questions about the fun and exciting world of acceptable use policies?
Excellent. Carrie?
Thank you for your work on this, Tom. Maybe if you called it exceptional use rather than acceptable, it might have kept the crowd a little bit more. You anticipated this question, and I don't actually know if you're the right person to answer it, but I understand the rationale for not having the language around AI be entirely prescriptive in this policy, but if you're a student trying to navigate this, or the parent of a student, and you're curious to learn more about, what those sort of ethical usages are, and understanding that it's sort of like the wild west right now, like where do we direct somebody who wants that information? Do we have building level or department level, or is it classroom by classroom sort of engagement?
A little bit of all of the above. One of my projects that I want to do this coming year is to further refine our AI recommendations for our schools and for our classes. When we started to jump into that project, we realized with an out-of-date acceptable use policy, which is our guiding document, it was a little premature to jump into the AI tool. So this was our step one, and now we can get into that. We do have some draft recommendations that we've been sort of piloting with our administration and our staff. We're going to further refine that this year and hopefully be able to make something a little more public.
Excellent, thank you.
Kristen?
I want to just piggyback on what Carrie said and give you a recommendation from the corporate content world. However it comes together, AI use, I think, and this also goes to sort of research, and maybe it's more of a humanities thing, AI hallucinates a lot. And so I think somewhere in, and maybe it's not in a policy, but it's in more conversations with students, is to verify everything, because it hallucinates tremendously. And it would get me more in trouble if I'm publishing something that's a hallucination from AI. Students less so, but it is something that I think needs to be really taken into consideration as things are evolving, not just the plagiarism, but you could be plagiarizing something that is just fantasy. So it's something to really have those kids think about as they move up in the world and use more AI tools. So just something for your consideration.
part of any recommendations we need to put together has to involve a high level of staff training and understanding of this as well. This is all still very new for all of us. And very much like what you were saying, AI's real strength is seeming human, not necessarily being accurate. But not everyone understands that distinction. So we need to when we come up with our policies, we need to make sure that not only are we telling students you may or you may not, but our students and our staff really understand what AI is, what it can do, and the best ways to use and not to not use it.
Absolutely. Good, thanks.
I saw you have a question.
Yeah, related to student data privacy, do we work with tech on and go through their system?
Yes.
Because I was going to say, I know that they've put a lot of
Yeah.
effort into trying to make it easier for the districts.
Yeah, they have an amazing system, this Student Data Privacy Alliance, which is a software platform that lets the participating districts share in student data privacy agreements. It's frankly a platform that we couldn't possibly do ourselves. We don't have the time, expertise, or legal wherewithal to be able to make contracts with all of these different software vendors. So when we want to sign on for a new app, we can look to see, does another town already have an agreement? Yes, I can click the Us Too Please button, and then we can join in the agreement.
Perfect, thank you.
It's a great platform.
Just, Tom, thanks, to reorganize this and so that even administration's able to find this instead of going through pages and being able to have it nicely organized and get it up into, the group getting it up into modern terms, and thank the policy subcommittee and kind of doing the test run on this earlier this week, so thank you.
Excellent. So I believe we need a formal vote on this tonight so that it can show up in the handbook. Was the plan?
I was going to make the motion.
Perfect.
So I'll make the motion to approve the proposed changes to the district acceptable use policy as shown in our packets. Second.
Excellent. Motion by Carrie, second by Kristen. All those in favor? 6-0. Excellent.
All right, we can get them in the handbooks this summer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, next up, we have coaches stipends.
Okay, so at the conclusion of our negotiations, our formal negotiations this year with the teachers union, a request was made to consider an increase for all athletic coaches who were not included in the recent negotiations that cover September 1st, 2025, all the way out to August 31st, 2028. And the concern was raised because of the coaches' level of stipends compared to other towns. So in fact, Walpole coaches have not received an increase in the past 2 contracts, and this last contract would have made 3 contracts spanning 9 years. So this was a concern that the school committee had, the school administration had, and obviously the teachers union as well. So the school committee and school administration agreed to review comparative salary compensation from surrounding towns, which revealed that Walpole has fallen behind on coaches' compensation over the past 6 years. The data compared the Bay State, Hockmock, and Tri-Valley League. So we didn't just look at the Bay State and focus on what tends to pay higher levels. We tried to broaden that look at many of our surrounding towns. Before you tonight is a side letter of agreement that proposes to increase coaches with a one-time payment of either $200, $300, or $500, depending on the group that those coaches are in. And you'll see those dollars denoted along the categories for each set of coaches. The increase also includes a COLA increase of over 3 years that matches the teacher's contract. At the end of 3 years, our coaches will be significantly closer to the average for coaches in the 3 comparative leagues. And the COLA would be 2.5%, 3%, which again mirrors the WTA teacher's contract. These predictable increases have also been a part of all of our collective bargaining and contracted positions over the past few years. That prevents any one group from falling behind comparatively with other towns and comparable groups in those towns. And it's the challenge that we've talked about in several different situations, especially over this past year, is it's very difficult to catch up, right? It takes a lot of money to get you back to where you would have been. It's much more predictable and reliable to do incremental increases as you move along. And that is kind of what we followed along with this side letter of agreement. I work directly with, other than the school committee, also with Mr. Tompkins, who's our interim director, Dave St. Martin, who's our interim athletic director now after Billy. And I think we have a very reasonable proposal. Dan Mulaney and Dave Cuzzi also weighed in on this on the union side, and they were in agreement as well. So I think we have agreement across the board. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Excellent. Kristen?
I have a super random question that might not be random. How are the groups decided?
So they're organized, it's a good question. So we moved a couple people around to make it more systematic. It goes back many years.
Okay.
It's generally varsity, JV, and assistant coaches. It also is categorized based on the expectation of that coach in a season of athletics, how many times they play games, how often they practice. I wish I could give you a straight line answer,
No,
Kristen.
I mean,
It's just,
yeah.
it's kind of a mix of that.
I had the same question, so.
Nancy?
First of all, thank you for all this work. This is important. I think that, you know, it tends to be part of negotiations, and that's part of your answer, Kristen, too, is that it's a negotiable item.
Yeah.
And, you know, the union has their opinions on who deserves to be where and why. But the fact that we had fallen behind is something we just don't want to do. And, you know, I'm glad to be able to say that we're going to show the coaches that we value them. So thanks for all the work that you put in to do that.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, so do we need a formal vote on this then, or?
You could do a vote if you want. We need the signature of the chairperson in order to incorporate it into our contract, which you guys are going to sign off on a full contract tonight, which we have this integrated into that contract as well. So if you're signing that, you're signing this as well. But we could take a vote on this and also have your signature, Jen, as a chairperson of the committee.
Okay.
I would make a motion to approve the proposed contract adjustment for our coaches.
Second.
Motion by Nancy, second by Carrie.
Joint.
Exactly. All those in favor? Opposed? This abstains, so 6-0-0. Excellent. Okay. Next up, we have the superintendent report.
Yeah, it's officially the end of the school year, right? We had preschool students today, last day tomorrow, early release, K to 11. We're really grateful for the staff for their dedication and hard work, and we appreciate the partnership of our families and the Walpole community. To say it's been a very busy 2 weeks, I think, is an understatement. I think it all started with graduation. It was wonderful on Sunday, June 1st, 151st commencement to honor our class of 2025. Again, the staff and the volunteers were awesome, and we appreciate the graduates' hard work and contributions, and we wish them continued success as they embark on their journey filled with new opportunities. On June 2nd, I attended some of the incoming grade 6 middle school parent evening. I thought that was well done. And then I left to catch the Walpole High School Underclassmen Awards to see them, receive and get some accolades. And then yesterday, Dr. Hahn was at the Walpole Middle School celebration, and then they had also their dinner dance, right, last night, right? I can't count. I think we're on my, ninth day in a row of postseason play. It is unbelievable. I have to say, it's been nothing short of amazing to watch our student athletes play this season, from boys tennis to softball to baseball to girls and boys lacrosse, track and field, and our girls golf team. Dr. Hahn and I were at the baseball game, and I don't know, it's still like when it was 8-2, we're still holding our breath, right? Like, come on. So we're down to the girls lacrosse playing at Babson tomorrow, 5 o'clock, and then the baseball is Saturday at Polar Park, which is at Worcester at 6 p.m., and they're both playing Reading. Isn't
that amazing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, airplane rings. So, really congratulations to our student athletes. They have been so much fun to watch. I also want to do a couple staff congratulations. A shout out to Atisha Winslow, our MECO coordinator, director. She was proudly recognized by the Massachusetts House of Representatives, specifically Representative Christopher Worrell, for her dedication and impactful work as Walpole's MECO director. I thought that was great. And I also want to congratulate Erica Curran. She's a grade 4 OPR teacher. If you remember the NCT Awards staff banquet, she was awarded the NCTA Teacher of the Year. Wow. So, yeah, some good stuff from the Walpole staff. And as always, I want to publicly congratulate and recognize our amazing retirees. We thank them for enriching the lives of our students, and we wish them a happy retirement. Deb Bush, Fisher reading teacher. Lois Kanasia, our middle school special education teacher. Sheila Chekanowski, Fisher educational support professional. Ed Connor, former BMS principal and dean of student and support attendance and other duties as assigned, I say. Lauren Culleton, Walpole High School English Department Chair. Cheryl Frasca, Walpole Middle School Special Education Teacher. Maria Hoyt, Extended Day. Patty LaValle, Boyden OPR Special Education Team Chair. Cheryl Lerner, Walpole High School Math. Mary Vitale, as you know, our Administrative Assistant to the Superintendent. Louise O'Leary, Walpole Middle School Secretary. Pam Peckinpah, Elm and Fisher Psychologist. Cheryl Potash, Physical Therapist. Gordon Strict, Walpole High School History. And Deb Wolf, Walpole High School Executive Secretary. So we wish them a very happy and healthy retirement.
Excellent. And hopefully you get to catch up on some sleep now, because it's a wonder you can't count.
It was just not only that, it was just stress, all those games, but fun to watch.
Exciting stuff.
Yes.
All right. Next we have for old business, the middle school building project. Mark, you're up.
Nothing new to report that I could think of. It's just on budget and on time, I guess.
It's kind of crazy to think about, we're closing out the first school year, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It looks good though, in terms of the paving in the area that they're doing with the curb and stuff. It actually looks like it'll be safer. I'm happy to see that, because it's actually cut out more, and pretty exciting. Yep.
And the first graduating 8th grade class to go to be there. That was exciting.
Wow, good stuff. All right, high school renovation project. Do
Yeah,
we have
we
anything on that?
started the demo of the science wing, so that has already, yes. And, Mason's continued the walls and the field work continues, field house.
I think the other thing to mention, and we probably mentioned this before, is just the fact that the way they've structured the project, they're trying to do a lot this summer, to take away some of the inconvenience for construction, and they're going to try to expedite things and get as much done this summer as possible, so.
Yeah. And I also thought with graduation, I know we were concerned about how that would work out. And I thought having the drop-off and pick-up area, and Coach Tompkins going around with the skull cart, driving people to areas really helped. So maybe we started a tradition there to help some people get to their seats.
Awesome. Excellent. All right. Next up, we have subcommittee activity. I know the policy subcommittee met this week, and we went over the acceptable use already. Any other subcommittee meetings? Nope. All right. Citizens' comments. Any citizens care to share anything with us? All right. And then we have approval of warrants. Who's got?
Oh, got it. I will make a motion to approve the following accounts payable warrants for schools, food services, special ed, and student activity, number 225048, and for schools, food services, and special ed, number 225049, for the amounts listed in your packets.
Second. Okay, motion by Carrie, second by Kristen. All those in favor? 600.
And I will make a motion to approve the following payroll warrant, number 2549 PS, for the amount listed in your packets.
Second. Motion by Carrie, second by Kristen. All those in favor? 600. Next up, we have budget transfers. Do we have anything there? Nope. Okay, donations?
I'll take those.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the following donations to Fisher School from Bay State Textiles for $131.40, to Old Post Road from LaRusso and Sons for $2,000, and to Elm Street from Bay State Textiles for $45.60.
Second.
Excellent. We've got a motion by Kristen, second by Carrie. All those in favor? 600. And is that it for donations? Yep. Excellent. Do we have anybody who wants to do the meeting minutes?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve the May 29th school committee meeting minutes and the June 9th policy subcommittee meeting minutes.
Second.
One motion by Nancy, second by Adrian. All those in favor? 600. Mark?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion by Mark, second by Adrian. All those in favor? 600. And everybody have a wonderful summer, relaxing summer with family and friends. Take some time to recharge. Thank you.